Good morning, grade 5 love. Welcome to English 5. I am teacher Catherine Pipito, and you can call me teacher Kath.
And I am teacher Georgina Pula. You can call me teacher George.
So are you happy to see us and excited for our lesson today? Kindly react heart if you are. Alright, I'm happy to see you as well. So now, before we begin our class, let us have our prayer. So who wants to lead and read a prayer? Yes, dear Jillian. Yes, dear. Start, dear. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. So now, for you to be energized and motivated, let us have our energizer. So kindly open your camera so I can see your lovely faces. Yes. So this energizer is called Alive Alert Awake Enthusiastic. Are you alive alert awake enthusiastic? Okay, so this is an action song. So we will do it 3 times and I will be the one to demonstrate the action song first. And then after that, we will do it all together. And then the third time around, you will do it yourselves. Is that a yes, yes, yes? Yes. Okay, I'll start and follow me do the action, huh? All right. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. All right, wow, class. Are you all energized? React heart if you're all energized. Okay, wow, very good. So now, let's take attendance. Let's see who is present and who is absent. And if I call your name, you will say present mom. Again, if I call your name, you will say present mom. Okay, is it yes, yes, yes? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, very good. So there are no absences today. Wow, very good class. Now, let me introduce to you that online classroom rules. So again, here are the 4 important buttons. The first one is the microphone, which you have to click if you want to answer. The second one is the camera. So if you have a strong internet connection, you may open your camera all throughout the class. The third one is the raised hand button. So if you want to answer and be recognized, kindly click this button. The last one is the chat box button. If your mic is not working, you may use the chat box to type in your answer. Are all the rules understood? Okay, give me a heart reaction if you understood the rules. Alright, now I have a question. Who here enjoys reading stories or poems? So if you enjoy, please click the heart reaction. If you're not, please click the like reaction. Alright, everyone, I can see that most of you are enjoying reading the stories or poems. And for those who are not enjoying, it's okay. We all have our own preferences. So now, for those who enjoy reading, I want you to share your personal experience of enjoying a literary text. Like me, I recently read a poem about nature that made me feel calm and connected to the world around me. And now, how about you, class? All right, very good, class. Now, next question. Have you ever read something that made you feel a certain way? Yeah, think about the stories or poems you've read or heard before. Can you share a memorable one with the class? And what made it special or unforgettable to you? If you want to share, kindly click the raise hand button. Yes, we have dear Jillian. Yes, dear. Very good. How about others? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. All right. Very good, everyone. Now, before we begin our topic, let's have our first activity called What Do You See? I prepared some pictures to help you understand the meaning of new words. All you have to do is guess or answer what is in the picture. And if you want to answer, kindly click the raise hand button and then unmute yourself so that I can recognize you and hear you. Is it understood? All right. Are you ready? Can I see a heart reaction? Yes! Since you're all ready for this activity, let's get started and have some fun. Alright, for the first picture we have, what do you see in the picture? Yes, we have dear Abby. It's a ship. Let's check if it is a ship. Very good. It is a ship. Can you describe this object, dear? Very good, dear. Very good, class. Now for our next picture, we have, what animal is this? Yes, we have deer Chantal. It's a bird. Let's check if it is a bird. Very good. It is a bird, or one of the types of birds called a swallow. Can you say bird? Can you say swallow? All right, very good, class. So for our next picture, we have, what material do you see in the pictures? Yes, dear, it's metal. Let's check if it's metal. Very good, it's metal. Now, class, how does metal feel? Can you name other metal objects? Yes, yes, dear. Very good, dear. How about the others? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. Very good, class. Now, for our next picture, we have, what is this tall structure in the picture? Yes, dear Anil. It's a chimney. Let's check if it is a chimney. Very good. Now, where do you usually find chimneys? Yes, at home. And what comes out of a chimney? Very good, class. Very good, dear. Now for our next picture, we have, what celestial object is this? Yes, dear Jillian. It's a comet. Let's check if it's a comet. Very good. Now, class, have you heard about comets before? What do they look like? None? All right, it's fine. It's great. It's okay. Very good, class. Now, these words are something connected to our lesson today. Now, let me ask a question. Before we formally start, what do you imagine when you hear the word adventure? All right. What do you imagine when you hear the word adventure? So I have here a Jamboard, and all you have to do is click the link that I'm going to send in the chat box and write your responses about the adventure in the Jamboard. And I'll give you 2 minutes to do the activity. Is that a yes, yes, yes? Yes. All right. Let's start. All right. Now, let's check your inputs about the word adventure. So we have exploring new places, brave heroes, excitement, challenges, discovery. Very good, class. All of you made a point. So today, we're going on an adventure through a poem called Silver Ship by Mildred Flew Meets. But before that, let's go through some questions. What do you think the poem might be about? What do you imagine when you hear the title Silver Ship? All right, let's find out the answer through finishing reading the poem. So teacher George will read the poem first, and all you have to do is to follow along. Is that a yes, yes, yes? Yes, very good. Let's start. Teacher George.
Silver Ship by Mildred Flew Meets. There are trails that a lad may follow when the years of his boyhood ship, but I shall soar like a swallow on the wings of a silver ship, guiding my bird of metal, one with her throbbing frame, floating down like a pedal, roaring up like a flame. Winding the wind that scatters smoke from the chimney slip, tearing the clouds to tatters with the wings of a silver ship. grazing the broad blue skylight, up where the falcons fare, riding the realms of twilight, brushed by a comet's hair. Snug in my cot of leather, watching the skyline swing, shedding the world like a feather from the tip of a tilted wing. There are trails that a lad may travel when the years of his boyhood wane, but I'll let the rainbow ravel through the wings of my silver pane.
All right, thank you, Teacher George. Now, class, to know more about the poem, I prepared some questions for you to answer. Let's answer the comprehension question. First question. Why do you think the poem might be about? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. So the poem Self-Worship is all about dreaming big and wanting to explore the new adventures. It's like when you daydream about going on an amazing journeys and flying high like a bird. So the speaker in the poem imagines riding on a magical silver ship, feeling free and full of excitement. So they don't want to follow the usual path in life, but instead dream of discovering new and exciting things. Now, for the second questions, what do you imagine when you hear the title Silver Ship? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. So when you hear the title Silver Ship, think of it like a shiny spaceship in a cool story, no? It's like an imagining yourself flying through space on an awesome adventure. Like the silver part makes you think of something shiny and magical, while the ship reminds you of traveling to new places and having fun along the way. All right. So, through the third questions, what is the narrator comparing himself to in the poem? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. So, the narrator compares himself to a bird flying on the wings of a silver ship. So, for the fourth question, how does the silver ship move according to the poem? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. So the silver ship floats down gently and roars out like a flame. So for the fifth questions, can you describe some of the things the silver ship encounters? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. The silver ship encounters smoke from a chimney, clouds, and the blue sky. For the sixth question, what do you think the narrator means by the years of his boyhood wane? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. So the years of his boyhood wane means that the narrator is growing older and leaving childhood behind. So for the last question, how does the narrator feel about traveling as he grows older? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. So the narrator feels that even as he grows older, he will continue to embark on new adventures, symbolized by letting the rainbow travel through the wings of his silver plane. Very good, class. Let's give a clap for everyone by clicking the clap button. Now that you already know the poem Silver Ship, today we'll be exploring the figures of speech. So what is figure of speech? Figure of speech. A figure of speech is a poetic device, a word, or a phrase that is used to give a figurative meaning different from the literal interpretation. For example, we have you are as beautiful as a flower. The second is the moon is a watchtower for everyone. So next, we have the types of figures of speech. First we have the simile. Simile is a figure of speech that draws a comparison between two different things. Use the words as or like. For example, you are as beautiful as the flower. So here, the speaker is comparing the beauty of the person to the beauty of a flower using the word as. So this comparison helps the reader visualize the person's beauty by likening it to the something known for its beauty. a flower. Next, his eyes look like a burning fire. So, in this sentence, the speaker is comparing the appearance of the person's eyes to the intensity and brightness of a burning fire using the word light. So this comparison creates a vivid image in the reader's mind of eyes that are very and intense, similar to the qualities of a fire. So now let's identify and analyze the simile. So going back to the point, what is the simile that we can find? Yes, here we have, but I shall soar like a swallow. Very good. How can you say that it's a simile? Very good, dear. So this means the speaker will fly gracefully like a bird. Now we also have, yes, dear, floating down like a pedal. So very good. How can you say that it's a simile? Very good, dear. So this simile compares the speaker's descent or movement to that of a pedal, presumably from a flower, like floating gently down. All right, very good. Now we also have roaring up like a flame. Very good. How can you say that it's a simile? Ve- Very good, dear. So this means the speaker will rise powerfully and quickly like a blazing fire. Very good. Now we also have, yes, dear. Shedding the world like a feather. Very good. How can you say that it's a simile? Very good, dear. So this means the speaker will let go of their worries and burdens easily, like dropping a feather. So very good, class. Now let's go to the second type of figure of speech. We have the metaphor. So metaphor is a figure of speech that states a direct comparison of two unlike objects that have something in common. Is that it does not use the words like or as. So, for example, the moon is a watchtower for everyone. Here, the speaker is saying that the moon acts like a watchtower, watching over everything just like a watchtower would. So it's comparing the moon to a watchtower without using like or as. So second example, we have she is an angel to me. So this means the person being talked about is really kind and good, just like an angel would be. So the speaker is comparing the person to an angel without using like or as. Now, let's identify and analyze the metaphor. Going back to the point, what is the metaphor that we can find? Yes, here we have on the wings of a silver ship. So very good. How can you say that it's a metaphor? Very good, dear. So this metaphor compares the journey or adventure of the speaker to sailing through life on the wings of a ship made of silver. Now, very good. Now we also have, yes, dear, guiding my bird of metal. Very good. How can you say that it's a metaphor? Very good, dear. So the speaker metaphorically compares the control or direction of their aircraft to guiding a bird made of metal. Okay, now we also have, yes, yes, dear, watching the skyline swing. So, very good. How can you say that it's a metaphor? Very good, dear. So this metaphor suggests the speaker observing the changing scenery or horizon as they fly. Very good, class. Now let's go to the third type of the figure of speech we have, the personification. So personification is a figure of speech that is used to attribute human characteristics to something that is not human. For example, the cow jumped over the moon. So this is personification because cows cannot actually jump over the moon. It's a fantastical image from a nursery rhyme where the cow is given human-like abilities to perform a remarkable action. So for the second example, the flower danced to the wind. So here, the flowers are being described as dancing, which is something humans do. So this is personification because flowers cannot actually dance. It's a way to describe their movement as they were alive and capable of dancing. Now, let's identify and analyze the personification. So, going back to the poem, what is the personification that we can find? Yes, dear, we have winding the wind that scatters. Very good. How can you say that it's a personification? Yes, very good, dear. So the wind is personified as being capable of winding, which is an action typically associated with human or mechanical movement. Next, we also have grazing the broad blue skylight. Very good. How can you say that it's a personification? Yes, very good, dear. So the sky is personified as having the ability to be grazed, which is typically a characteristic of living being like animals. Now, we also have ride, riding the realms of twilight. Very good. How can you say that it's a personification? Yes, dear. Very good, dear. So this line personifies the wind as it is arising or moving through or traversing the realms or the areas or domains of twilight, which means the period between sunset and darkness. Very good, class. Now let's go to the fourth or last type of figure of speech we also called the hyperbole. So hyperbole is a figure of speech that is mainly used to make something look and sound a lot better than it actually is. So in other words, it can be said to be a form of exaggeration. So for example, I am so hungry, I could eat all the food here. So this is hyperbole because the speaker is exaggerating their hunger to emphasize how hungry they are. So it's unlikely that someone could eat all the food in a place. So but the statement emphasizes the speaker's extreme hunger. So next we have the I was dying of laughter. So this is hyperbole because the speaker is exaggerating how much they were laughing. So they weren't literally dying, but they found something extremely funny. So it was a way of emphasizing how much they were laughing by exaggerating it to the point of dying. Now, let's identify and analyze the hyperbole. So, going back to the poem, what is the hyperbole that we can find? Yes, dear, we have tearing the clouds to tatters. Very good. How can you say that it's a hyperbole? Very good, dear. So this phrase exaggerates the power and speed of the silver ship, suggesting that it moves so swiftly and forcefully that it seems to be rip the clouds apart into small pieces. Now we also have yes, dear, brushed by a comet's hair. Very good. How can you say that it's a personification? Very good, dear. So this exaggerates the closeness of the speakers to the comet's tail or hair, suggesting that they are so high and swift in their flight that they come very close to the comet's tail or hair, almost at it brushing against it. All right, very good, class.
All right, to master the four types of figurative speech, let's have an activity. But before that, let's open our cameras and then let's have our icebreaker first. Okay, I want you to shake your hands. Shake it to the right. Shake it to the left. Shake it up and shake it down. Okay, so our activity is called What Figure of Speech Am I? So I will be presenting statements here and I will read it twice for you. And you are going to identify if the statement presented and read to you is a simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbole. Are my instructions clear? If it's clear, then click the heart button. All right, fantastic. So let's proceed. Our first statement. What figure of speech am I? The sun was a fiery ball in the sky, blazing down on a playground. Again, the sun was a fiery ball in the sky, blazing down on the playground. You can type your answers in the chat box. I hope everybody would answer. All right, I'm seeing your answers. Okay, some answers is a simile, some answers a metaphor. Let's check your answer. Okay, anybody wants to answer? Yes, Chantal, what is your answer? Yes, the answer is metaphor. Why is it metaphor? Yes? Very good, because the sun was compared to a fairy ball without using the word like or as. Very good. Let's proceed to the next. What figure of speech am I? The wind whispered secrets through the trees. Again, the wind whispered secrets through the trees. You can type your answers now. Oh, I'm seeing many answers. And Sam says it's personification. Let's see if it's correct. Who wants to answer? Yes, Alvi. Personification, let's check. The answer is personification. You get it right, Alvi. Why do you think it's personification? Yes, because the wind is given a human qualities of whispering and keeping secrets. Very good. Let's have our next statement. What figure of speech am I? Her smile was as bright as the stars. Again, her smile was as bright as the stars. You can type your answers now. Very good. I'm encouraging everybody to type your answers. All right. Some of you says it's a simile. Okay, Jude, what is your answer? Simile? Let's check. Yes, you got it right, Jude. Statement is a simile. Why is it simile, Jude? Yes, because it compares two things using the word as. The next statement. What figure of speech am I? The bag was heavier than a ton of bricks. The bag was heavier than a ton of bricks. Okay, let me start typing your answers. Oh, very good, class, for the participation. Okay, so, Marsha, what is your answer? Hyperbole? Let's check if your answer is correct. The answer is hyperbole. You get it right, Marsha. Why is it hyperbole? Because the weight of a bag is exaggerated. Very good. Now let's proceed to the next statement. What figure of speech am I? The flowers dance in the gentle breeze. The flowers dance in a gentle breeze. Okay, you may type now your answers. Very good. Okay. So now who wants to share their answers? Answer. Yes, Christelle. Personification? Let's check. The answer is personification. You got it right, Christelle. But why is it personification? Because the flower is given a human-like qualities like dancing. Very good. Now, let's proceed to the next statement. Okay, what figure of speech am I? His voice was a thunder booming across the field. His voice was thunder booming across the field. You can now type your answers. Oh, I'm seeing your answers now. Very good. I hope everyone is typing their answers. Okay, so who wants to share their answer? Yes. Genevieve, what is your answer? A hyperbole? Let's check. The answer is metaphor. It's okay, Genevieve. But why is it? It's a metaphor. Yes, very good, because the voice was compared to a thunder without using the word like or as. Very good, class. Let's proceed to the next statement. What figure of speech am I? The car zoomed down the road like a rocket. The car zoomed down the road like a rocket. You can now type your answers. Very good, class. I'm seeing your answers. Some says it's a metaphor. Some says it's a hyperbole. All right. Who want to share their answer? Yes, Ace. What is your answer, Ace? A hyperbole. Let's check if your answer is correct. It's a simile. It's okay, Ace. But why is it simile? Yes, very good, because the car is compared to a rocket using the word like. Very good. The next statement. What figure of speech am I? My backpack weighs a ton. My backpack weighs a ton. All right. You can type your answers now. Some says it's a metaphor. Some says it's a hyperbole. Okay, guys. Continue typing your answers. I'm waiting for the others. Okay, enough. Who wants to share their answer? Yes. Bea. What is your answer, Bea? It's a hyperbole. Let's check if your answer is correct. Yes, Bea, you get it right. The answer is hyperbole. But why is it? It's hyperbole. Yes, because the backpack weighs is exaggerated. Very good, class. I assume that you are very familiar with the 4 types of figure of speech. So now, let's connect it in a real world. Actually, we encounter these figures of speech not every day, but we are not just aware of it. For instance, in our home, our mother's statements, our father's statements are usually, some of those are examples of figure of speech. For example, you're so slow like a turtle. That means you're moving slowly. Is an example of simile when our mother wants us to move fast or move quickly, is it? Yes. Another example, you are a gift for us. When our mother and father told us that you are a gift for us, it means they are very thankful of having us. That is an example of metaphor. Next example for the personification, the curtains dance in the breeze. Yes, sometimes we saw our curtains blown by the wind in the window, is it? Yes, that's why we sometimes says the curtains dance in the breeze. The last example, Hyperbole. I've told you a million times to clean your room. We usually hear that from our mother when we are told to clean our room, but we did not do it. Is it? Yes, because I also experienced that way back when I'm at your age. Okay, now I'm done sharing my examples. I want you also to share your ideas or share what you have remembered that seems or appears to be an examples of figures of speech. Yes, Chantal. Yes, very good. When our mother says, if only the dishes could touch you, right? When we are not, when we did not wash the dishes right away. Very good, Chantal. Next example, next idea. Yes, Alvi. Very good. When we hear our mother says they have a tower of dirty clothes, it's a very exaggerated. Very good, class. Did you now see that? Did you now realize that these figures of speech are not really new to us? Yes, really it is. So now, to check if you have really learned from our lessons today, let's have our next activity, and it is called Complete the Sentence. So we will answer this together. So for those who wants to answer, just raise your hand, a virtual hand, and so that I can recognize you. Is it clear? Click hard if my instruction clear. Very good. All right, for sentence number 1. I have learned that figure of speech is. All right, I'm seeing Marsha raising her hand. Yes, Marsha? Very good, Marsha. Next. Another answer. Yes, Bea. Very good, Bea. Last one, Chantal. Yes. Very good. For the next sentence, it consists of different types such as. Yes, Jude? Very good, Jude. For the last sentence, I have realized that figure of speech is important because. Yes, Ace. What is your answer? Very good, Ace. Yes, Ira. Very good, Ira. All right. Yes, I'm seeing Jillian raising her hand. Yes, Jillian, you want to add? Okay, very good, class. I truly. Your answers are very informative, and I believe that you really learned our lesson today. So, because you are that familiar with our lesson for today, I am going to give you a task. What is the task, teacher? Okay. But before the task, I want you to remember that figure of speech is a poetic device that could be words or phrases creatively used to give a deeper meaning. And it has 4 types. What are those? What are these? Simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole. Simile is a comparison between two different things using the word as or like. Metaphor, comparison of two unlike objects that have something in common. And it does not use the words like or as. Personification give human characteristics to something that is not human, and hyperbole makes something look and sound a lot better than it actually is. It's a form of exaggeration. And remember that figure of speech is important because it makes our words more exciting, and it helps us paint pictures with our language and express ideas in really cool ways, which makes our writing more fun to read and to understand. Okay, so move forward to the task I'm talking about. So you are going to create a one-stanza poem with no limit number of lines applying figure of speech learned that includes the simile, the metaphor, the personification, and hyperbole. The poem could be about your family, friends, environment, or about yourself. So you are given 15 minutes to do this, and your work will be graded according to this rubric here. So our criteria, we have only three: use of figure of speech, structure, relevance to the topic. 5 points will be given if your poem includes simile, metaphor, personification, and hyperbole in a creative and effective manner. If it is well developed with organization and flow, and poem effectively conveys the chosen theme and engages the reader. 4 points will be given if your poem includes some but not all specified figures of speech with some creativity. And if it lacks organization or flow, and poem somewhat relates to the chosen theme but lacks depth or engagement. And 3 points will be given if your poem is limited or no use of specified figures of speech, incomplete or inconsistent structure, and theme is unclear or poorly conveyed. All right. Any questions? None? Okay, you may not start your task. Remember to keep your work, everyone, because I will be going to post an activity later in the Google Classroom where you can submit your work, okay? All right. All right, 15 minutes is up. Anybody wants to share their work? Yes, Chantal. Wow, that's fantastic, Chantal. Very good. Let's give Chantal 5 claps. 5 virtual claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Okay. All right, class, for you to really master this so that you will not forget this, I will be giving you a home task, which is this one. Sorry for the delay. I have just have an internet connection issues, okay? So for your homework, everyone, read and analyze the poem entitled The Small Big. Identify which lines are simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbole. Write it in your assignment notebook. So here is the copy of the poem. The Small Pig. Okay. So I will also be sending this to our Google Classroom for your reference. All right, everyone. Do you have any questions or clarifications about the lesson? None? Okay, if none, then that would be all, I think. So thank you, everyone, for the participation, and see you next time. Bye-bye.